Hi guys, this is Zach. In this video, excuse me, the weather out here has been changing too much. In this video, I'm going to show you particularly what I do with computers and the software on them and how fast I make them. I don't mean fast like putting a processor in there to make them fast. I mean taking just the computer itself and making it fast. This is an 8-year-old computer, 8 years ago. An AMD 2 gigs, 2 gigahertz. I'm thinking RAM, and I'm just a little tired this morning, but RAM probably 1 gig or less, maybe 512, I can't remember. 512 kilobytes, it wouldn't, or megabytes, excuse me. What the heck? Anyways, so let's look at the computer, because I want to show this, and I'm sure a lot of people will be like, what the heck? How is that even possible? I got to do this. I got to do this, or I got to talk to this guy. I have a couple computers around the house that every one works the same. You turn it on, it's extremely fast into Windows. It doesn't matter how old it is. And the computer has been like that for 8 years without me touching it. So you can imagine, once I touched it, I never came back because it wasn't necessary anymore. Only touches that could have been done by a user was to update it if they wanted to. So let's go ahead and show this. Here's the computer over here. I'm just going to show one because they all work the same. Doesn't really matter, but it looks like it's not 8 years old. I mean, it's, looking at the case, it looks pretty nice, right? Looks pretty nice, right? Usually what I spend on computers is about $800. Back then, that's what this was. So the only thing that probably really need a replacement here is this LCD monitor. But it still works for the time being. It probably could be fixed if I got into it. I'm not looking into doing that right now on this one. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on and watch how fast we get into Windows and what we can do. So from the time now to the countdown. Here it come on. And I kind of want this to go here if I can. Let's see if we can move the camera down a little bit. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I said from the time to countdown, turn on, and then we'll count down on this. There we go. It's down in Windows. Look how fast that was. Okay, so, am I kidding about this? How fast is this? Sorry to talk about that we can open Internet Explorer. The only thing that always takes longer to load is the Ethernet connection, which does on every Windows, but it loaded just as it got into Windows. And we can open up several Internet Explorers. We can do whatever we want. Facebook, YouTube, and you can see I just quickly put it up. This someone had put Internet Explorer 8, was not me, but basically I showed my family how to use this computer and how to keep it so that if any viruses got on it, all they had to do was turn it off and turn it right back on. Actually, let me talk to the camera because I think you can't hear me when I'm behind you. Basically, I was showing that you could go through the internet websites real quick because the internet here is fast, but the fact is the computer is fast and it doesn't have any junk. It doesn't have any of that antivirus crap. It doesn't have anything crap installed that keeps your computer running down slow. So when you get your computer, all this stuff gets installed and over time it keeps keeping information, and it just goes lower and lower and lower. So what you see here, this is 8 years ago, is exactly the same speed that it is now. 8 years. So you want to ask how? No antivirus software. But how do you keep your computer safe? Well, there's a program that is the most absolute amazing best program hands down, I will tell you. Because without this program you'd be suffering all kinds of things, and you'd have to ghost and you'd have to reload your computer all the time. It's called Deep Freeze, and to show it down here in the bottom, it's down here in the bottom, and what it does, I'm not 100% sure, but it's like it takes your computer and almost physically makes a clone on your hard drive, and it lets you touch the clone that is not permanent. So let's say this is a permanent, and so you can do anything you want to. You can install, do whatever, mess with the computer. But once you turn it off, for some reason it's instantly like that. Instantly. I don't mean you wait for it to do it. It's instant. So if I got all kinds of viruses on here, I just turn it off, right back on. You didn't do shit to me. So is this for 8 years? It's been like this. The computer hasn't. It's not saving junk from all the websites. It's just back to the same exact speed, and it's always going to be like this. We can go in and play some video games. This is, I don't know what kind of games we got on here. We got some Quake, some SWAT, some Strongholds, Titan Quest, Rainbow Six, Battlefield Earth 2, Command and Conquers, Counter-Strikes. Yes, and it does play them flawlessly. No doubt something like this is absolutely amazing that it plays it flawlessly. It's got Battlefield 2 on it. So yeah. There's not much more to say other than the computer. Kind of show that it has those games on there. See, even has fear. So even has fear. So all these games, Opposing Force, Half-Life, Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike Source, those are games that really on here it just has a better video card. And let's see what the RAM is, because I cannot remember. 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, I thought I remember putting some in there at the time. But I haven't done anything as far as software related. It's just amazing to have something like this. I know a lot of people suffer from this, and they send me their stuff and I fix it, and they're like, oh my god, I didn't know anything like this existed. Well, it does exist. You just have to find the right people. You have to find people that know what the heck they're doing. Basically, if anything does happen to this computer, and I'm sure it will sometime in the future, there'll be a hardware failure. I have this happen quite often with power supplies. And just to show that this one is very well built on power supply, I can't remember what kind it is. It's not stock. Trust me, don't go with stock. So to show, put the camera over here so you can hear me, okay? To show, we're going to turn off the computer, and how usually I do this, it doesn't really matter because there is not corruption on the software. Most people have to wait to shut it down, shut it down. You don't even have to do that in this case. You can just hold this down, turn it off. You can even flip the power supply in the back, and people say that's bad. But I'm going to tell you, it depends on your hardware. I flipped off that power supply for the last 3 years. Don't believe me? The last 3 years. And now people will say, well, the hard drive was spinning. The hard drive was spinning. Hard drive's spinning when you go to shut down. Do you think it magically tells the computer that, oh, we need to shut down, make sure the hard drive doesn't spin? Yes, you can see I'm right. So, other computers with stocks, and sometimes the power supplies are made so terribly that even if you don't do that, let's just say I just hit this and turn it off, it just crashes down because the power supply is bad. You have to know where to buy from. I've bought from many different companies, and the most trustworthy that I've seen is Thermaltake, but even Thermaltake ones, people are cutting corners left and right. Crosshair is by far the best quality I've seen, but it's way more expensive. You may be paying $300 to $500 a power supply. So basically just need to know what works and put it in there. And then over time, I'm surprised that the hard drives have not died from this point, because I've had many new hard drives die. New. Why? Because quality control is a piece of crap. That's why I said the power supplies are getting worse. The older ones were better built. Why you got to do this, companies? Why you got to do this? Because you don't want me to buy anything, do you? Oh, yes, you do. You want to get money out of my pocket. Well, in this case, this computer, if this was someone's computer, for 8 years they wouldn't have been buying a new computer or any new computer parts, unless they wanted to upgrade more. But if you go inside, and I show you the inside of the computer, it is not very much more upgradable. It has, I believe, AGP port slot, for the video card, which is really kind of old and outdated. And then the motherboard is kind of smaller. Yeah, the brand, gosh, what is the brand? It's a green board. I can't remember the name. It's just an okay brand. It's not a bad brand. I'd have to open it up to remember. Well, why don't we just do that? I guess we'll just go ahead and do that. The thing I like about this motherboard is it has an error code on it, so it makes it very easy to tell what's wrong, although I've never had to use it. Trying to get in there. Give me a name. Give me a name. Yeah, it's not even that dusty. Are you kidding me? This is not even that dusty. Well, I'll try to take the time and find the name on that motherboard, but this is not going to be found. Hopefully that looks good. I couldn't see the camera from where I am. So, if you liked what you saw and you want your computer fixed up, you can ask me for help and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. It's not hard at all. I'm even thinking about starting my own service on the internet to fix them, but the problem is it costs a lot more when you got to buy programs that you don't have. If you bought your computer, laptop, factory, OEM, usually doesn't come from Windows with a serial key, and to do it legitly you have to have that, and if I don't have that, you know, I don't want to get in trouble for putting Windows on there illegally. So also you have to buy certain programs, got to get deep freeze, got to get sometimes CD writing software, whatever. It depends on what you need. Obviously the three most important ones you're going to need in erasing software. In erasing, I don't mean formatting I mean the lowest form of formatting. It erases it. The worst viruses can survive a format. An erase, nothing survives. It kills your boot sector, sets it all to 0. Second, you'll need the Windows, the CD key, and third, you'll need deep freeze, and that will basically put you at what that was. Amazing. So if you have a new laptop now and you get it home, and like I said, ridiculously 15 minutes to turn it on and get to where you want to start using it, are you kidding me? Brand new, out of the store. What's all this junk installed on it? So yeah, you can definitely have, like my laptop is faster than that was at loading up, but I'm just showing an old computer because for the heck of it, and at the same time I can't run my recording software on this computer and turn it on. It just won't work. So that's pretty much it. Message me if you liked what you saw and you're like, wow, that's really impressive. Okay, we'll talk about it. Out, guys.